Welcome back to Cultivating with Sandra. Today's episode is all about eggshells. So we are going to be talking about the benefits, how to prepare it, and how to use it in the garden. So let's get started. Okay, you're going to need a baking sheet or a cookie sheet, and we're going to put some parchment paper on it. And this you're going to utilize if your eggshells are not dry yet. What you're going to do is you are going to put all the eggshells on the parchment paper on the cookie sheet. I like to put it on the parchment paper. Parchment paper is not required. And then you are going to already preheat your oven to 200 degrees. You will place them, the eggshells on the cookie sheet in a single layer. And then you're going to heat them up for 30 minutes. And then you're going to remove them from the oven and let them completely cool. You can also put them in the microwave on high for 3 minutes. And the purpose of this is make sure that that is clean and sanitized. Mine's were already dry, so I didn't have to do the oven or microwave. So right now I'm putting it in the coffee grinder, and we are going to grind all of these shells. So I'm using the coffee grinder because you want it to be the finest powder that you can get. And then you're going to need a glass container. I always use mason jars to place the eggshells in. I noticed that it was creating so much powder already on the countertop. So what I did was I went to go get a smaller cookie sheet, and then I also went and got some more parchment paper, so it will be easier for me to, whatever falls, I could easily put it into the mason jar. So I am going to crush all of these eggshells. So a step that I didn't go into detail was to sanitize them. I like to wash them thoroughly first, let them somewhat dry, and then put it in the oven. Now you can skip this whole step and you could put them damp after you rinse them. You must rinse them. You could put them damp into your cookie sheet or parchment paper, and then put them in the oven or in the microwave. So you bake them. So let's talk a little bit about the benefits of it. So crushed eggshells provide essential nutrients and improve the soil health. And there's a claim that it also deter pests, although my slugs went right over them. So I do not use necessarily for pest deterrent, but it is possible. So the nutritional values are that it's a good source of calcium. It is mainly the eggshell is mainly made of calcium carbonate, which is a crucial part for the plant health and also for your soil. It also calcium strengthens the cell walls and the root development, and it helps prevent issues like blossom end rot on tomatoes and peppers. So it's very beneficial. Besides the calcium, the eggshell contains trace amounts of essential minerals such as magnesium, potassium, I believe phosphorus, and so it contributes to the overall health of the plants. I mentioned about the soil. Crushed eggshells enhance the soil aeration, how the air flows through it, and also drainage. It improves the overall structure of the soil, and the roots can access the water, the calcium through its roots with the water and the nutrients is more effective. Eggshells also can help to help to with pH regulations. So it could help raise the pH level, making the soil more suitable for more plants. So it could help your soil. Um, and the reason that we want to crush the eggshell instead of just putting it there on the soil itself is because it takes a long time for the soil for the eggshells to deteriorate or to decompose. So it is best if you crush them and make them is more available for the plants. There are several ways of utilizing this crushed eggshell. You can you could also, if you don't have a coffee grinder, you could grind it by hand, with the moro and pesto. I hope I pronounce those correctly. In Puerto Rico, con el pilón. Um, um, so you could use that if you don't have a coffee grinder. There's another way that you could utilize like this mixture. I am going to put it in a fertilizer concoction that I'm going to make and I will record and post a future videos. But I needed to prepare it now to be ready for then. But also you can get the calcium ready with vinegar. So you can add vinegar to the powdered eggshell to make the calcium readily available for your garden, for your plants, for your fruits, for your vegetables, even for your flowers. So you would add equal amounts of crushed eggshell to equal amounts of vinegar, just regular white vinegar that you probably have at home. And then the vinegar is acidic and the eggshell contains the calcium and it would churn, both of them will react. The calcium carbonate in the eggshell with the acid in the vinegar will react and it will create calcium citrate. And now calcium citrate is water soluble and that is why your plants can get them immediately. I don't tend to use it that way, but it can be used that way. So it depends how quickly you want to use it. You could let it soak in the vinegar until it stops the reaction. But if I was going to do it, I would at least leave it 30 minutes to 24 hours. It's up to you, but at least 30 minutes. After it has done all of its reaction. And then you probably could put 1 tablespoon of the solution to a gallon of water. And then you can water your plants. Some people have done soaked the the eggshell in a container of water, or if you have your watering can, you could put some eggshells in there, but that process will take probably 5 to 14 days of soaking. And then you could remove the shells, and then you can water the plants with that. But I wouldn't have, I would need it more immediately, so that method will not work for me. But that is also a method that we can absorb the calcium for our plants. Another way is that clean eggshells, you don't have to crush them. You could put them in a pot and then probably put 2 quarts of water to probably 10 to 20 eggshells. And you can make sure that your eggshells are clean. And then you can boil them. and you could boil them for probably 3 to 10 minutes. And then after that, you can let it overnight rest, cool off and rest. And then the next day, you can use that water. You do not have to dilute it if you don't want to. Um, and you have calcium readily available. So these are ways. So you could use the way I'm using it. I'm going to put it in a mixture for fertilizer. The recipe is coming up soon. Or you can put them in a container of water and let it soak the eggshells. It could soak for um, 7 to 14 days. Between five will be the least, to 14 days. Or you can do equal parts vinegar to equal parts crushed eggshells, and then you leave it for 30 minutes to 24 hours after the reactions have stopped. And those are different ways that you can absorb the calcium, and then you utilize it in your garden. You could use this water every week, once a week. You could do it at the beginning of your planting season, or at the middle of your planting season, or when you are switching um, from warm season to cool season, or from cool season to warm season, or from warm season to hot season. So when you are changing within the seasons, um, the planting seasons, you can also provide this to your at the beginning and also at the end. At the beginning and at the middle of your planting seasons. So right here, I'm still continuing to crush all the shells, and we are going to speed this process up. But at the end, I will be putting it in the mason jar completely. I'm going to label it and I'm going to date it. I want to use this within a year. Some people say that you could use it 5, 10 years down the road and it will be fine. But I like to use it within 1 year of me crushing it. Another note that I'm remembering here is that people sometimes disagree with the benefit of the eggshell. They says it takes way too long. That is why we do this different process. But the more crushed eggshells that you put in your garden, the benefits will come. Let's say that it takes 5 years. Some people say that it takes 5 years to really decompose and to truly be available um, for the plants, which I tend to disagree with. But let's say that that was based on their soil and where they are planting. That is how long it takes. Go ahead and put them in, because every year you put in them, you are really um, strengthening your soil. And the benefit may come in 5 years for this research, or for this person. I cannot say research, for this person that had that study is available in 5 years. But in the process, even if that powder um, is right now available, the little crushed parts that are not powdery will be available in the next 5 years. So continue using it, making it available to your soil, so your soil could be rich in nutrients. And also remember, it helps with um, blossom rot, and also um, on tomatoes and on pepper, blossom and rot. So right here, we are going to speed it up, and then we are going to I'm going to show you where I labeled my mason jar and I dated it. If you learned something or like it, don't forget to subscribe, like, and hit the notification bell. Here you see where I have my eggshell labeled and dated, and I will use it within 1 year of that day. Thank you for watching. Have a blessed day.